Browns at practice today here on Wednesday, getting ready to face the Ravens on Sunday at Huntington Bank Field. And we're all keeping an eye on Lamar Jackson because he did not practice on Wednesday. They're calling it knee soreness. He is expected to practice on Thursday. But Mary Kay, obviously, anytime you're talking about the Baltimore Ravens and that offense, it really is Lamar Jackson that makes that thing go.
It really does, and the Browns would catch an enormous break if Lamar Jackson does not play in this game, but I doubt they're going to be that lucky. He's expected to return to practice tomorrow. Now, he did beat them 41-17 in that first meeting in week 2. He had a really nice game. He threw 4 touchdowns, no interceptions in that game. He's 9-5 against the Cleveland Browns, and I think he's got 22 touchdowns against only 8 interceptions. So he is a load for them. He's also rushed for 6 touchdowns. So he is really, really tough for them to deal with every single time that they face him. And unfortunately for them, it's probably going to be more of the same on Sunday.
Yeah, and Ashley, I feel like we've had a front row seat to see Lamar Jackson's growth from being a rookie that they were sort of redesigning that offense around to, now a guy who every year is an MVP candidate. And of course, if this team makes a run and wins the AFC North, he's going to be right back in that discussion. So obviously, anytime you see on Twitter or wherever that Lamar Jackson isn't practicing, your ears perk up a little bit.
Yeah, and I think also given his recent hamstring injury, that was kind of my first thought of, did he re-aggravate it somehow? Obviously, he took some hard hits in their win over the Vikings this past week. But yeah, I mean, we've seen Lamar Jackson miss time. We've seen Lamar Jackson miss time against this team. They've obviously gone against Tyler Huntley a few times here in Cleveland in recent years. But, Lamar Jackson had missed 3 games with that hamstring that he injured in week 4. He's been back for 2 weeks. And as Mary Kay said, it sounds like all things are going to be a go for him on Sunday, even though he missed today.
Now, on the quarterback front for the Browns, Dillon Gabriel is trying to bounce back after a game on Sunday where there was certainly some progress, and statistically, it looked better than some of his previous games. But Mary Kay, there were still some missed throws. There's still a lot of room for Dillon Gabriel to grow. Kevin Stefanski sticking with Dillon Gabriel, his rookie quarterback, as the starter, obviously, and talking about how everybody needs to get better around him. Obviously, there's things he needs to do better. It's time to maybe start seeing some positive steps here from Dillon Gabriel.
Right, and I think things will probably go better for him in the second week of Tommy Rees calling plays. I think they have some things to build on. I thought they were more aggressive. I thought they took a few more shots downfield. What they didn't do well was protect Dillon Gabriel. So they've got to get that fixed for this Sunday, because you know that the Ravens are going to do whatever they can to get him rattled, to get him off of his mark. But one thing that I think they can do a lot better in this game is to target Cedric Tillman more and to get him more involved. And if they can do that, that will take a little bit of pressure off Jerry Jeudy, who actually had a pretty nice game this past weekend. So there is plenty of room for improvement, and I think they'll be better.
And for Dillon, too, I think the big thing is you've got to hit those easy throws. I mean, that one to Malachi Corley obviously stands out. There were some other ones. As Kevin Stefanski has said, you're going to miss when you're a starting quarterback. But to me, Ashley, you've got to hit the easy ones. That's when everything looks better. Your completion percentage, you get some of those easy yards. If he can hit some of those, it'll look a lot better.
Yeah, and I think it gets your offense some momentum. And we've really seen this passing game for this team struggle this year. And I think if Dillon can consistently hit some of those easier, shorter looks, it is just going to get those pass catchers rolling a little bit more. And again, like the said stuff, I think that will be so big for Jerry. Said only had 4 targets in that game this past week, but you need to have some more variety to keep these defenses guessing.
Now, the Browns are pretty healthy right now, considering where we are in the season. The only player on the 53-man roster that didn't make it to practice today was Alex Wright. He's dealing with a quad injury that knocked him out of the game on Sunday. Mary Kay, Kevin wouldn't say if he's bound for IR. He wouldn't speculate on how long Alex Wright is going to be out, but obviously, that stable of edge rushers across from Myles Garrett, Alex Wright is such a big part of that.
He really is a big part of that, and I think he's just been getting better and better and better by the week. I thought he had a really nice game against the Jets, and the week before that, I thought he played very well too. So that would be a loss if they don't have him for any length of time. And, they really don't have that many guys over there that can take the pressure off Myles the way that Alex sometimes can. So they need him if they can. But another point to make here real quick is the fact that these guys have been reasonably healthy this year. I mean, how many times last year did we look at the injury report and it's 12 strong? And this year, there's one guy that didn't practice today.
Yeah, our Football Insider subscribers will, cleveland.com/Browns, blue banner at the top of the page. They'll sometimes tell us, like, why is this injury report so long? And you'll get to Friday and there'll be like 2 guys that have game statuses. And that's very different from what it was last year, Ashley. So that's good news for the Browns. That's also bad news for the Browns because they've been really healthy, but they still aren't winning.
Yeah, I think that's not sort of there as your fallback. Right now, I guess I will say there have been some key injuries this year, even though there haven't been many of them. Obviously, the tackle situation, that's sort of been a carousel all year, and the offensive line starting combinations that we've talked about. Said Tillman being on IR, that was a big, I think, hit to the pass-catching core and really was detrimental in terms of how they were spreading the ball around. They didn't have that big body receiver. It put, I thought, way too much responsibility on rookie Isaiah Bond. So while there haven't been a lot of injuries, especially on the offensive side, we've seen those key absences, I think, impact this team. But I agree, it's not like some overall overwhelming number of injuries that's giving you a reason you've lost 7 games.
Yeah, and we will just mention Bond back at practice today after he missed Sunday, and Carson Schlesinger, who played through that high ankle sprain, he was practicing today. Last week he didn't take the practice field until Friday, so obviously good progress from Schlesinger off that game on Sunday. We'll cover everything that happened here at cleveland.com/Browns.